Welcome to episode 10 of Simon Says. We're here with Leighton House. We're working on colouring techniques today. They're going to be fun, they're going to be fast, and they're going to be very colourful. So I can't wait to show you what's inside. We've got 3 models. Come on in. This is our model Stacey. We're going to be working on a technique, a yin and yang technique. It's going to be dark and light, and we're going to mix the two together. So with Stacey, this is what we have. We have a small regrowth at the front. If you just turn around, it's quite a bit bigger through the back, so it's a larger area through here. So most of this hair will be cut off and cut in like that, but we're working with a pre-lightened hair. We're going to have to colour that darker, and we're going to work on a root colour and then a lighter end through here. So it's a multi-technique, but we're going to simplify it for you to make it salon friendly as well. I think that's really important, to have fashion looks that we can take into the salon and use and make money from. So haircut first. We're going to, I've sectioned up, so nice clean sections. There's like a bit of a diamond shaped section at the top, which is just the halo. And then the back section and the 2 side sections. I do this so I've got a bit of a structure and a plan. What we're going to do is cut this in quite short through the back, it rounded with the head shape. The sides will drop down into a bit of length, and then we're going to disconnect this top section. Remember, when we're colouring later, this is going to be the lightest section that sits over the front, and all the back is going to be dark. So it's the yin and the yang. So let's get chip chopping and get that cut in place first, and then we're going to colour the cut. All right, we're about halfway through the cut now. I've cut all the underneath section. So the back was to head shape. We rolled it around like this. And then the sides, I over-directed them and I pulled them back 1 section at a time. So just back to the previously cut section. That will make the shape nice and lean here, and that's going to disconnect from the top. So it gets rid of a bit of bulk, and it also moves the hair in 2 different ways, which is great for a textured haircut. So the outline, I'm just going to really be quite free with that. I'm just going to break that up with the points of my scissors and come around and just create a little bit of a shape that comes down at the back here and then up at the front, and the top will lay over that. So I can then, finish my haircut to the client's face shape by just putting that length where I want to put it at the end. So it gives me a little bit of leeway for that, which is really important. I think your blueprint of your haircut should just be an idea and a section pattern, so you don't get lost through it. And then at the end, you personalise your haircut to the face shape and the client's needs and wants, of course. So I'm going to get cracking and then cut that top. We'll blast it dry, and then we'll get into some colour. Here's our cut, ready to be coloured. The one thing I do love about cutting hair like this is it looks lived in. It never looks really freshly cut, which I really love, and I think it's beautiful and understated. And so it's disconnected. There's a little shorter section in under here, and this lays over the top of that. So this whole top diamond shape here just sits over the top as a veil, but it blends in visually, which is what I love. Head shape hugging at the back, and then we can tuck this in behind the ears to create a few different shapes as well. So we're not just stuck with one look. We could push this way or that way. And I think that gives the client some diversity with short hair. I love short hair. I love colouring short hair. So watch this space. I just want to talk about my sectioning pattern before we get some colour on. So what we've done here is the top section, which is the halo. It's a little bit skinnier than the cut, so it's just a bit higher. We've got this triangular section at the crown. So what happens there is this is dark, all dark, and this is the dark section. So what this does is veils over the top of the lighter hair, and that just gives us this little bit of blend in the hair. So rather than having a line here and then suddenly light, we're leading into it. It's still strong and there's a lot of difference, but this is a nice little subdivision to use as a veil. So use that, wherever you can, just to have a blend. And then here we're going to put, using foil, we're going to go dark roots, and then we're going to tone those ends. We're lucky that the hair is pre-lightened. Otherwise we'd go in and lighten this area out only, just this section, and then we'd need to tone that. So we're going to do it all in one process. Put the colour on underneath first, and the triangle section, put the regrowth on, and section by section we're going to go in and use a foil to segregate that and then tone that hair at the top. So this is just going to leave us with a nice light front that just floats around with that dark root that just blends the top. And I like a story, and I think it's got to go somewhere. You can't just go dark light. I think it's a really beautiful colour. So we'll get some colour mixed up and get it on. So we're coming to colour the top section now. We've coloured underneath. The global colour is the same colour that's at the roots, which is 3/4 of 6036 with 1/4 of 6021 and 3%. So that's going to go on at the roots. I'm going to be a little bit more than what the regrowth is. I'm going to stretch it out a little bit. The ends colour is a demi, and it's 10.042, and it's got 20% of 0.2, which is the illuminance, and that's with 1.5%. So what that's going to do is we're going to blend the two colours in as such. We're going to put the regrowth on, and then we're going to use a foil, and I'm going to come over the top and put the lighter colour on, and I'm going to blend it in with a brush. I like to sort of use a dry brush with that, and that's my little interim brush. So I'll just come over there and just dab it through, or I could use my finger. And then we'll separate all that by foil, working back side by side like that. One section, two section, and we'll let it process. So this is where the yin and the yang comes in. We're going to go dark and light. So they're opposite, right? But they're working together to create one look. So by using that brush in between, that'll just blend those two together and just give us a little link. So making sure you come underneath there so you've got every hair. Work as neatly as possible. And lay that down. And I just put my hand under there to support. And I apply that quite liberally to the ends. And as I come to that connection point, I turn my brush to the side and blend it in. Making sure I've got plenty of colour, and then this is the brush in between, and I'm just going to dab over that there so I get a lovely blend between the two colours. Simon says top tip, keep your gloves nice and clean. Use a towel just so you've got a clean space and you're not going to blend the two colours in at the wrong end. So really important to do that, and really clean sections, manageable sections, and you'll get a great colour result every time. All right, colour's done. We're going to do some styling now. Controlled cream is going to be my choice of product. Controls the hair, and it keeps it, I think, evenly distributed as you brush through. It's got a beautiful sort of silky feel on the hair as well. I like to cut with it as well. I think it's really important to start building your products in at that point. I'm going to wrap it dry with my fuzz fighter. So what that's going to do is I'm going to wrap it down this way and then back the other way, and I'm just going to keep pushing that around until I'm about 85–90% dry, and then I'll introduce another brush. So we'll talk about that when we get there. So I like to get the product on my hands like a hand cream first, and then apply it through. So using my fingertips, I'm leaving a bit on my palm, and then I borrow a bit as I need it. Colour's looking sensational. Can't wait to see it dry. Really work that through on every single hair. In this episode, we're going to do something a bit different. We're going to do the end result outside in the beautiful Australian sun, and we're going to show you how this colour will just pop and shine. Simon says top tip when I'm using the control cream or any product that I use as a blow dry lotion, I like to comb it through. So top tip of mine is comb it through for even distribution. You know, it doesn't take long, and it really makes a difference to your blow dry. So I've smoothed everything out. I'm just going to totally mash it up now. I'm going to use a bit of flexible pomade to break the shape up. I like to mash it up a little bit when it's a bit too shiny and neat. I like things a little bit unkept and lived in. So a little bit of product, pop it on, rub it through like a hand cream. So all I want to do is start using my fingertips through here. So I'm going to just shake it out. So you've got to do all that underwork well, all that straightening and getting that all perfect, and then break it up. Otherwise the style won't last. So now I'm just using my palms. I'm just feeding it through the hair, a little bit on every hair. And if I keep it on my palms, I can borrow a bit and bring it back through, right? Shake it out. We want loads of texture in there. That color's popping beautifully at the front. You can see what we were talking about earlier, the yin and the yang, right? Big contrast, but you get this lovely blend about it. Once I get that style into shape, I'm going to add a little bit of spray, just to give it a bit of hold. Session style, eco-friendly spray, it's pump action, so we'll just pump a little bit of that on. I don't like to overspray hair, just to give it a little bit of hold. And this spray is a working spray, you can work with it, it won't set it like a lacquer. That's why it's beautiful. All right, let's go outside and see how this beautiful color looks like in the sunshine. Here's Stacey's finished look. What a contrast for what we've had for today. You know, a lot shorter, lots of texture, the yin and the yang thing happening. So we can get in there and just really break that up. It's really versatile, and the color links in with the haircut. That's what I love, they suit each other. That's why the texture works with the color and the texture works with the cut. But you could tuck that in behind the ears, you know, if you spin around, it's got texture through here, that can be really ruffled up. It doesn't have to be neat, you know, it can be imperfect. And we'll come back around. Great look. We're really excited to deliver this color for you guys using the beautiful Leighton House. As you can see, beautiful result, and we'll see you soon in the next episode.